Our next guest speaker is Professor Dr. Ayman Osman, Head of Architectural Engineering Department at the British University in Egypt. Welcome, Dr. Ayman. I leave the mic with you now. Are ready for the presentation?
Okay.
Welcome, Dr. Ayman.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's okay.
And can you see the slides?
اوكي اتفضل يا عيني.
اوكي. السلايدز واضحه حضرتك؟
واضحه جدا.
Okay. First of all, good evening, everyone, dear colleagues. It gives me a great pleasure and honor to participate in such a wonderful conference, which discusses an important issue that we are encountering nowadays. First of all, I'd like to thank 𝑨𝒀𝑴𝑤𝑴𝑦 Academy for the kind invitation, especially Professor 𝑨𝒀𝑴𝑤𝑴𝑦, Professor Manal, and all colleagues in the 𝒀𝒀𝑴 Academy. In addition, I would like to welcome all our colleagues, and I was very pleased to listen to their experience with regard to the online e-learning experience. Today, I am presenting the online experience of the British University in Egypt, specifically in the Architecture Engineering Department. The presentation outline, I'm going to have a brief introduction, then the online delivery methods followed in the department, the online assessment that have been carried out, then what are the challenges and opportunities of the online delivery methods and assessments. Then we conducted an evaluation of the online experience, and finally I will conclude with the learned lessons and the way forward. Introduction. Due to the COVID-19, universities in Egypt and worldwide put all classes on hold and switched to online learning. Despite the presence of distance education and distance online classes, it was introduced in University of London in 1980s. Its old methodology of delivering modules. However, their utilization was marginal compared to the dominant on-campus classes. Specifically in the area of architecture, we are not get used to online education or distance education. We are adhered to face-to-face education. However, distance education became a universal approach to address the challenges of the pandemic situation that we are encountering worldwide. Accordingly, this presentation aims to present the distance/online learning experience of the Architecture Engineering Department at the British University in Egypt. Briefly, I would like to introduce the department to our colleagues. The department was established by the inauguration of the British University in 2005. We have 15 full-time academic staff members. We have 27 teaching assistants, 350 students from degree year 1 to degree year 4. The program is validated by Loughborough University from 2005 till 2017 and is now being validated by South Bank University from till 2017 till present. In collaboration between the Architecture Engineering Department and the Civil Engineering Department, we are running a Master of Science and the Master of Engineering in Sustainable Design and Construction. The facilities including in the department lecture halls, drawing halls, classrooms, and labs, and the students joining the department after passing a qualifying exam in architecture. The online delivery methods that followed in the department. We have classification of the modules into 3 groups of modules. The first type is the design/drafting based modules, the theoretical based modules, and the computer based modules. These modules are distributed throughout the 4 years of architecture. The first modules, or the first type of modules, which are very concerned with our specialty, which is the design and drafting based modules. This including the architecture design, urban design, urban planning, building construction, working drawing. So these are design and drafting modules. These modules have been taught in the normal cases face-to-face. And we spend a lot of hours with our students in the design studio. However, due to the pandemic, we have shifted to the online or distance learning methods in order to deliver the best of our staff members, NTAs, to our students. So all degree years students were grouped into groups from 20 to 25 students per group, and each group was supported by one staff member and two TAs. Classes were organized and run online through using Zoom sessions, following a timetable announced to students and the staff prior the sessions. The follow-up and annotated feedback were given to students on the spot using the Zoom sessions, and the students were provided later on by written feedback. So if they are missing any issues during the discussion, they can return back to the follow-up, written follow-up provided to students. Here are some examples of the feedback given to students, annotated feedback on the spot. These are comments given to students. These are design modules at degree year 3. Okay. These are also some examples of the drawing-based modules, like the working and building construction, and it shows the annotated feedback given to students. One of the other methods that we have used in delivering the modules is using animation to explain casting shade and shadow during the lectures and tutorials for students. So it was provided by doing animation.
Yes, Dr. Ayman, we have seen everything.
Okay.
It's okay until now.
So this module is visual design 2, delivered to degree year 1 students, and we preferred to do the shade and shadow casting through using the animation. So this is one of the tools that we have used to facilitate the delivery of such a module. The other thing also in another module is drawing the perspective, how students draw perspective. So also it was done through animation. Okay, so through using animation, we succeeded to deliver such difficult modules to students by casting shade and shadow and drawing perspective. So we are trying to use more interactive tools and methods to deliver the material to our students. This what have been discussed before is regarding the design and drafting modules. The other thing is the theoretical based modules, like project management, geotechnical theory of architecture, Islamic architectures. So all lectures were delivered online through using Zoom sessions, following a timetable announced at the beginning of the semester to students and the module team. All lectures also were recorded and uploaded on the e-learning website to facilitate for students to return back to what have been delivered in the lecture. Feedback and comments on a student's assignment are uploaded in the e-learning website, where every student can review his or her performance. And these are examples of the recorded lectures. And we provided students also with links to free resources on the e-learning, on the YouTube that explain some of the principles of delivered in material in modules, like this presentation about lighting.
Dr. Ayman,
Okay.
we can't hear your voice. There is something wrong, I guess.
Okay.
Please check the connection.
Can you listen to me right now? Hello?
Okay, كده it's okay.
Okay. Okay. So as I just mentioned that the recorded lectures are uploaded on the e-learning, and the students were provided with links that explain topics that covered during the lectures. As you can see from the screen, that the feedback sheets on the left is uploaded for every student, so he can know what are the good things, the bad things, and how he or she can improve the provided work. For the theoretical based modules, because it's based on many of these modules based on questions, calculations, and so on, so we provide students with solved problems and the model answers for previous work. This can help and facilitate understanding the theoretical based modules. The other type of modules, which are the computer based modules, these modules will delivered online, where the module leader explains the concepts online. Then he applies with the students on the spot on their laptops. This 2D CAD modeling, 3D CAD modeling, Revit, which are the computer based. The cohort is divided into groups between 20 to 25 students, and they are giving on-the-spot feedback online through the tutorials. The classes were organized and run online using a preset timetable, and the follow-up and annotated feedback given to students on the spot. And here are examples of the explanation how the module delivered by the module leader, step by step online, and then it was recorded and uploaded as well on the e-learning, so students can return back to these modules and these lectures for later on for revision and studying. These are what have been mentioned before is how we delivered the design and drafting modules, the theoretical based modules, and the computer based module. The coming section is about how we assist our students in these modules. Before the pandemic, everything was done on campus. However, with the rising of the pandemic issue, it was not possible for bringing students to the campus to be examined. So we delivered online assessment of the different or the various types of modules. Assessment of the design-based modules, we have the assessment was based on 3 criteria: the design research studies, which is 20%, design project, which is 50%, and 1 week design project, which is 30%. The first one, the research studies, which is a group project or a group studies about the standards of the project to be designed. Students do the research and then present their work online. The design project, at the beginning of the semester, we announce to students the coursework brief, which includes the project in hand, and every student is developing his or her ideas, and through the online sessions, we begin giving the students feedback, and they improve their design until the final submission. The 1 week project is given to the student at the beginning of the week. They are giving 1 week to study the type of the project, and then they are given the detailed program, and then produce the project and submit online. And what you can see is sample of these projects. The other type of assessment is the drafting modules, including the working drawing, the building construction 1 and 2. So the assessment of this module about students submit a group technical research report about one of the methods or techniques used in building construction. This is a group project. They are developed and follow up with professors and TAs, and then they present their research project. Then we have individual drawing portfolios. We have 2 portfolios, account for 60% of the total module weight. And then we have individual oral presentation exam and the presentation individually. Every student is asked specifically on his or her project. And all these feedback and presentation have been done online. The last thing is the theoretical based modules. Almost of these modules have group research report, which is 20%. We have in-class assessment about 20%, and we have unseen exams. The issue that encountered us in delivering or in assessing these modules is students are given the exam online, and they are allowed a specific time to answer the exam or the in-class assessment, and then to upload their answers online. In order to make sure that no plagiarism case happens or that the student cheating from each other, we developed a number of assessments distributed to students, so with random questions. So if the exam is about 2 hours, then we are giving students about 2.5 hours, 2 hours to the same number of hours specified in the module specification, and the 30 minutes for uploading and uploading their work on the e-learning website. So through following making the exams challenging, and there is a number of exams sent to students, so we tried as much as we can to minimize the challenge of plagiarism and cheating from each other. Through passing the online issue and delivering materials online, we encountered a number of challenges and opportunities of online delivery method and assessment. The challenges that we faced during the distance learning is threefold. The first one is the student-related challenges, staff-related challenges, and infrastructure-related challenges. The first one is student-related challenges. The first thing that we faced is the poor attendance of students. We noticed through following up the attendees of lectures, about 40 to 50% of students attend, and there are some of them on and off. So they come to say hello in the morning and then they disappear. So we found there's poor attendance of students, poor internet connections at home. Many students pretend that they cannot attend the lecture because of the internet connection at home is unstable. Although some of the students attended, but they are careless on interacting on or being in contact with the module leader who delivering the lecture. Poor interaction with the lecture as a result of being busy with other things during lecture. As you can see, they are attending the lecture and eating and drinking at the same time. Some students attend for the sake of not being considered absent, because we have an attendance policy that you should have attend a certain number of lectures and tutorials. So students attend the lecture, they are in, but either they are sleeping, or when the module leader calling for his or her name, he can present himself that he is attending. Other student challenges, the inappropriate action of students in terms of being absent during lectures and the tutorial, and the contact staff members at later time for explanation. So they are absent during lecture and the tutorials, and at the end they are contacting professors and TAs later at night, which is unacceptable, as our colleagues have mentioned also in their presentations. So they are not adhering to the official time, and they pretend that because you are sitting at home and the TAs and the professors are sitting at home, there is nothing bad to contact them. And so this is one of the inappropriate action of students. Also, students are not familiar with the Zoom or MS Teams, Microsoft Teams features and the capabilities, so they cannot have the ability to present their work and use the whole facilities of these platforms. There are also difficulty of for many students to understand the delivered materials, specifically the difficult materials either in theoretical based modules or drawing modules. So some students they cannot relate the feedback written to them and what they have did on the drawing sheets. So there is difficulty for many students to understand delivered materials, specifically in modules that is used to be taught face-to-face in design modules. These are some of the challenges that facing our students. However, there are some issues related or some challenges related to the staff members. The online delivery or delivery method are not commonly used in delivering modules. In architecture, we used to deliver face-to-face, and the online delivery is not a common practice. So staff members were not aware of the full features of Zoom or MS Teams, which limited their feedback to students. This happened in the beginning of the closure and the first use of the Zoom and the MS Teams. Then this issue have been solved later on. The sudden closure of universities forced many staff members to use the commercial version of Zoom, which terminate after 40 minutes. And this make logging on and out disruption to the lecture and the classes, and this issue was resolved later on. The design feedback are hard to deliver online compared to face-to-face. Many staff members found issues and problems to deliver the feedback to students because they used to have pencil and pen and work by hand with the students, and this was not happening during the online delivery. The third challenge that we found is the infrastructure related challenges, including the poor internet connection and the overload due to the heavy traffic of lectures and the tutorials across the department and the university at large. This is one of the challenges that we encountered. The limited capacity of the university server to host all uploaded materials, especially videos and heavy files. Some lectures and the tutorials were not recorded due to technical issues, so the module leader began to deliver the lecture and to record it, and by the end of the lecture he found that the recording went into vain. So these were some issues that encountered us due to the technical issues. Poor mic and sound system facilities and the poor outage happen with the students when they were not able to log in back. In Shrook, we found that this issue happens frequently as the maintenance of the electricity infrastructure. So in many cases, lectures were not went online due to the power outage in the university. These are some of the challenges that we encountered, but there are some opportunities of online learning. These opportunities include students can open the lectures while being at home. So this gives students also the opportunity to listen to the lecture once, twice, and many times until he or she get perceived the information delivered. For students, can save transportation time and open lectures online. And the students who live, for instance, in Al Haram or in Faisal, they make about 2 hours in coming back and forth to the university. So they were happy that they can open the lecture and listen to it at home. In some cases, lectures can be scheduled at later time if students have issues such as submitting projects in other modules. Due to the delivery of other modules, students may have a lecture at 9 o'clock and they have a presentation to be done or a project to be delivered in other module. So through the arrangement between the two module leaders, we can delay one of the lectures until the student get rid of other projects, decreases the number of COVID-19 cases. The online learning played an important role of distance education, social distancing between students. So this played a role in decreasing the number of COVID cases and help in staff and student safety. Some of the opportunities include easier for some modules to submit online and reduce the cost of printing submissions. As we all know, the cost of printing sheets and banners for our projects to some students are costly. So through submitting the drawings as a PDF or a JPG, so they're reducing the cost of printing and submission. Some opportunities, the university offered online training to staff members to be familiarized with the use of the features of Zoom and MS Teams, and this have resolved the issue of not being familiar with these platforms before. All classrooms, lecture halls, and the laboratories were equipped with audio-visual facilities, so the staff member can deliver the lecture, explain it on the board, and all the students can see at home and interact with the module leader, increasing the university bandwidth and the storage capacity. The internet bandwidth have been doubled, and the storage capacity of the university was doubled as well, to be able to host all videos and uploading materials. Developing a virtual learning management system across the university. The Faculty of Computer Science, Informatics and Computer Science developed what we call virtual learning management system, where every staff member, through using his login credentials, at the same time of your lecture, as you can see from the table on the right, that we have a human resource management in construction and architecture on Wednesday at 9 o'clock for 3 hours. And once, as a module leader, you press on the green in the green line, okay, then it opens the Zoom session for you and your students. So you and your students, you can see at the same time of the lecture a link sent already to everyone automatically, and they can go and attend the lecture, you and all the TAs. So this is one of the facility across the university which facilitated the internet connections between us and students. In order to evaluate our experience, the department developed a survey questionnaire to our students, and then we conducted a workshop for staff members. I will present firstly the survey questionnaire. At the end of the semester, an online survey questionnaire was conducted by the department across all cohorts, from degree 1 to degree 4. And the questionnaire aimed to evaluate the effectiveness of the online delivery of lectures and the tutorials, the effectiveness of the provided facilities for communication with the students, and the effectiveness of the support received from staff members and TAs. Out of 350 survey questionnaires sent to students, only 180 responded, which represent about 51% of students. The data analysis asked the students on a scale of 1 to 5 to rank the effectiveness of the delivered modules and tutorials. 70% of students ranked the effectiveness of the lectures of theoretical-based modules 4 out of 5. So there was no problem with the delivery of theoretical modules, because it's, as we can see, it's straightforward. 1 + 1 = 2. And we have main principles students have to perceive and understand. So they ranked the theoretical-based modules 4 out of 5. The computer-based modules, they were ranked 3 out of 5 because it was run as a software. So the students apply what the module leader explains on their laptops, and they get feedback on the spot. However, the design and the drafting modules, which we used to have face-to-face in the past, received 2 out of 5. And students explained that we cannot understand the feedback written to them. Some students also who were absent were not able to get feedback. So there are some difficulties with the design and the drafting modules as responded by students. 65 of respondents ranked the effectiveness of the provided IT facilities, including the smart boards, including the audiovisual facilities, as well as the communication platform, 4.5 out of 5. And 60% responded that Zoom is easier, convenient, and they prefer to use Zoom, 4.5 out of 5, while they have ranked MS Teams as 2 out of 5. 75% of respondents ranked the effectiveness of the support received from staff members and TAs 4 out of 5. So this gives us some insight about the delivered modules and the facilities that are used for delivering these modules. We have an online workshop with the academic staff and TAs to evaluate the online experience, because we are the people who are delivering the service to our students. Results of the workshop highlighted that there is a need to train students on the use of online application to maximize their benefits from these tools, because Zoom sessions and Teams, they have a lot of tools to be used that can support and facilitate the delivery and feedback, and the student can use it to explain his or her idea. Also, the workshop resulted that there is a need to raise the awareness of the importance of offline learning, which is expected to stay for some time. Due to the pandemic era that we are living, online learning will continue for some time. So we need to raise the awareness of the students, and we can say that culture need to be changed, that we are encountering and we are facing new area of learning, new challenge that we have to deal with. There is a need to update the module specifications to adapt to the blended learning. In order to solve the issue of between either to be fully online or to come to the campus, the blended learning is a midway through that can be used to combine and to get the benefit of both delivery methods. Now we are in the process of modifying the module specifications to include blended learning and online assessment. To conclude, what are the learned lessons and the way forward? Firstly, the COVID-19 is expected to continue. And as academics and people who are teaching architecture, we have to take the precautions to live with it. So we don't know when the issue is going to diminish and we return back to normal teaching in architecture. So we have to deal with this issue, take the opportunity of it, and do what we call the SWOT analysis, how we can do and interact with this issue. The online learning is the way for delivering modules during the case of pandemic. Academic institutions are advised to investigate the challenges that affect their performance and take corrective action. This will include strategies related to students, staff, infrastructure, facilities, levels. The use of blending learning approach is encouraged as a midway through, where students attend twice. We did this experiment this semester, which students in every, we have 12 academic weeks. So students in design modules and drafting modules, which we have the lowest ranking by students, every cohort has to come to campus 2 days a week, so they can get feedback on these modules, the design and the drafting modules. The other modules, which are the theoretical based and computer based, are delivered online. So this give us the opportunity to get the benefit of the on-campus teaching, face-to-face teaching, and the benefit also of the e-learning to avoid the issue of contact between students and to keep the social distance. I have to close my presentation by a quote says, online learning is not the next big thing. It is the now big thing. So online learning is the fate what we are facing now, and we have to deal with it from a professional perspective to deliver the best service to our students. Thank you, and I am ready for any question if you wish.
Thank you, Dr. Ayman.
Thanks so much.